Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. There was a weird pause before the video actually started doing its thing. I did not intentionally wear the same basic outfit that I wore the last time. These things do happen. As you can probably see, the room looks mildly different than it did the last time. I took down the stuff that had been behind me that I needed for Oz Talks because I really just needed to get in here and straighten things back up. So my lovely stitched wall hanging is back there behind me. I've also finally put up some of the things that were inherited. So there's a eggs needlepoint and a thing with a rooster, and then I've got some other chickeny things over there. A little hard to tell because I'm blocking it, but one of my Oz pieces is there. And then some of my other stitch pieces, including the one from Bendy. And we'll just kind of keep adding. I think that's going to kind of just be a hoop wall. So excited to see that grow. I do wish it was closer to me than it is, but such is life. And then you can see my craft table with all my various things. How's everybody been? It's really good to hear. I hope everyone had a nice Halloween. I've got a slight scotch of Q&A. I've got some whip updates. I don't think I've got any finishes this time. I've got yet again, a rotational decision, but I'll explain that when we get there. I've got a little haul. So let's dive right on not end. And Deborah Dixon asks, do you only buy charts with plans to stitch that chart, or do you collect as well? I really try to buy because I want to stitch. Now, I will admit there are times where I go, ooh, I absolutely love this. And then buy it, and then a couple of years later I look at it and go, heck was I thinking? Or I get real big on, ooh, this is a new designer. Let's buy all sorts of stuff from them. And then I stitch one of their things and go, I don't like how they chart things. So there is some of that happens. I try not to just buy it to buy it, for that reason, because, well, let's face it, if I did that, then it is what it is. But my eventual plan is to try and stitch everything that I have purchased. Which is why I'm working really hard on not buying new patterns as frequently as I was, and I'm trying to start things from that I already own. That way I can maybe mitigate some of that. That was kind of it for the Q&A. As always, y'all, you do know I enjoy the Q&A. Please feel free to drop it below. I will do my best to answer. So, yeah. Yesterday was a partial organizing day. What I really would like to do by the end of the year is have this room, and this room's basically done. I need to tidy up my table over here and put a few other things in a couple other places. But my goal is by the end of this year, I want this room, our guest room, and my craft closet completely cleaned up, tidied up, organized. Yes. All right. So, what little bit of haul do I have? Well, first from Jennifer Upton's destashing, I got this lovely piece of 28 count Baltimore Blues gingham linen. Because I love me some gingham linen. It's a 17 by 18 piece. And I never really get to use it. So, what I'll use it for, God only knows. But I have it. All right, and then I got this month's, I think this was this month's, color. Let me double check that. Because I had two, and I wasn't sure which one was the right one for this month. But it's the Fabric of the Month from Fortnite. Oh, that's... Nope. Yes, so this is the October one. This one's called VIP. And it's a lovely peach color. That's actually showing up fairly true. So, and this is the opal. I think next year I'm going to go... Well, we'll wait and see what they announce, but I probably will not do opal next year. I've got enough colors in opal now that I don't feel like I need to build that stash any further. So I'll see what they're going to be offering next year. I will definitely be doing one of them. Assuming they offer multiple, or if they're only offering one, I'll do the one. Alright, so WIPGO numbers were called. This time it was 400 on a seasonal whip. And what was the other one? Actually marked. I got overzealous, I think, and marked through one before I was actually done with it. Oh, no, excuse me. Oh, no, I did right. I just accidentally marked through one that I couldn't mark through yet. So, we've got one more round of 400 on a holiday and 400 on largest. So I'll figure out what that one is next time. But I got the other two were 300 on a border and 400 on a holiday. So, I met both of those. Huzzah. That's already done. Okay. So let's just, excuse me. I did temporarily retire Anne Frank from the rotation because of the area I'm in is so blocky. That's one that will be a better use for work. So it's been temporarily moved to the archives. I also moved Casting a Spell to the archives. That's what I'm calling my not active whips anymore, is my archives. How's that sound? I think I also moved Strawberry Fields. I think I moved both my Blackbirds because I over Blackbirded myself. So there's been a slight shakeup there. I brought Nutcracker from SodaStitch back out. It's kind of sort of replacing Anne Frank as my Stitch Asia piece. And then I brought Pride and Prejudice back out while we wait on Gatsby. Kristen did make a post about her. She's safely moved to Las Vegas. She is still planning to do Gatsby. It's taking a little longer. So, of course, as always, everyone do be patient with her because she is currently battling some stuff. She's been fairly open about it, and all I can do is wish her the best and wait patiently. And I may still skip Gatsby, but I'll at least own it one way or the other. Right, so let's see what I worked on. And this is really in no particular order whatsoever. Okay, so here is, I did work on the Nutcracker this week. So when last I left, I didn't realize just how close to being done with this section I was. So when I last left off, it was just, I just had to do this top border and one of the biscuit squares. So that's what I did this time. So here we go. So I did the biscuit square, which is the wreath, and it's a little top border. So when this next comes out, I will work on the next part down. For those curious, here's what the full thing looks like. I started this one before had started my skin tone decision, so obviously Clara/Marie, whichever version you're going off of, will not be changed, but I am going to make the Sugar Plum Fairy a woman of color. So that's the plan there. That's on the Opal Gold Christmas at Williamsburg from Under the Sea Fabrics. Okay, so here is, here's Pride and Prejudice. Have not worked on it, but it came back out, so I'm going to show it to you anyways. So you can see where I was when I last left off. I had gotten a good start down on part 2. I'm probably about halfway through the design overall. I think I had a miscount. So I need to check myself, but I think I had a miscount. And this is on Heaven's Fury from Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's a Gentle Arts conversion. I won't lie, this is the only one where I really wish I had just done the mini. But that's okay. Because I do love the full one. I just think I probably would have finished it by now if I'd done the mini. Okay. So my marathon piece ended up, I did the last remaining, 17 hours on, Wicked Siblings. This is from Mama Witch Cross Stitch. So this is the pattern in full. This is on a one-off from Fortnite Fabrics. And I got the little boy and the girl and the duck done. The colors show up much better in person than I do on camera. It's not quite so reddish. It's much more purpley. I named her Betsy Marie. The duck skeleton is named Julian, and the little boy is named Shannon. So, got them done. So when I work on this next, I will probably start on the pumpkins below. My plan is to leave the ghosts for the end, because they're my favorite part. Inspiration came out to play. This is by Rosewood Manor. It is on, I believe it's Willow from Picture This Plus. So there's the full pattern. I'm working up here. So I've got 2 pages done. It seems like a page goes pretty quickly. So go. Well, minus 1 stitch because I didn't have that anchor color, so I had to go get said anchor color. But I have that anchor color, so the next time this comes out, I will put the 1 missing stitch in. But there it is. I really love the colors on this one. It's just so pretty. All right. We'll do that one in just a second when I explain the new rotation thing. Okay. 2 more whips. So I worked on Cryptids. I am up to date on it. We are officially at the halfway point. This is by Witchy Stitcher. It's on 16 Count Victoria by Deerfoot Fibers. But here it is. So there it is, halfway done. I haven't quite decided what I want to do for the metallics on this part yet. So I haven't stitched that part just yet. But there we go. There's the halfway point. So the jackalope was the newest one because we had a week off last week. So we're officially halfway done. So that's 8 of the 16. We'll see what happens next. But I'm really enjoying this one. And the border is a really good border to work on at work on my lunch breaks, which is always nice. Put that back in my car when I get done here. Okay, then my whip go goal. So the 300 on a border was that one. I did like 310. So my holiday piece that was this time The Shining Star by SamSarah. And I'm doing this one on Dryad Saddle from Picture This Plus, or not Picture This Plus, Fortnite. So I got part of the verse. So, hang a shining star upon the highest bough. So, I'm enjoying this one as well. All right, so something that I've sort of been looking into, and I'm not going to go into all of the details, but in my readings and such, one of the things I recently read is that, the new moon is always a good time to start a project for new beginnings. And I've been trying to find a good way of managing my desire to start new projects, but not overwhelm myself and rotate. And so I've come up with the following plan. We will see how this works. I'm calling it New Moon, New Start. So the new moon this month was on the 4th. What I did is I will start a project on the new moon. Right now, because of the number of, because the generally 1 to 2 days that I get to spend on cryptids, that leaves roughly 20 days left in each lunar cycle, which with 10 projects would mean 2 days per project. So each thing's getting 2 days. So I'll do my new start. When we get towards the end, when we get to the waning crescent, I will reevaluate my rotation. If the project I started is one that I just desperately want to keep working on, then I have to decide, is there something in my current rotation that I can bump out and for it to take its place? If there's not something that, if I've loved everything and I just don't want to, well, then the new start, because you're the newest, you get to go away for a while. Or if I go, you know what, I have dreaded working on this project, I struggled the 2 days I was working on it, I would kind of like to poke myself in the eye, well then it gets to go away and the new project will stay. Then, when I finish a project, instead of starting something brand new, I will go into the archives and resurrect something. So we'll see how well I do with this. But I feel like it might be a more structured yet logical way of doing it. Maybe a little more intuitive. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But this month, I decided to start Secret Garden by the Tiny Modernist. I'm doing this one on Moccasin, 32 count Moccasin by Fortnite Fabrics. Whoop. And here's where I got. So I got the little verse done in the middle. The directions were mildly confusing because it said to backstitch with 1 strand, and then below it, it said, please use 2 strands for backstitching on text. Well, I didn't see that part, so I did just 1 strand. But I can't find anywhere else where there's other backstitching, so I'm not really sure. I had lots of questions. So, I did really enjoy, now granted I didn't get to do any of the, for lack of a word, the fun parts, which is not the backstitching. But I enjoyed what I worked on with it, so we'll see at the end of the month if there's something that I want to replace it with. Okay. All right. So that's kind of it for me today. It is the 7th. The next time we meet will be before the American holiday of Thanksgiving, which has lots of its own sorts of things involved with it, but I guess I'll be grateful for the Thursday off. So yeah, so I hope everyone has a wonderful 2 weeks. I'll see you on the 21st, and yeah, see you later. Bye.